Welcome back everybody, this is Brothermutant here. Today we're going to continue our journey with Eldritch, our magus. Now if you go off my last episode, we just got to a specific area, we're camping, got our spells all back, we're healed all up, we have a full team of 6. And we are literally at the Temple of the Elk. Now we hadn't killed anything here yet, this is the temple itself, part of it. We're actually just down here. So we're clearly going to be fighting some stuff, so obviously buffing up is going to be a thing. Let's see what we got in store for ourselves. Alright, so this is our nymph projection, letting us know that this is the right place. There's monsters ahead, obviously. We're going to have to fight our way through this stuff. So this is your warning, and one and only warning, to make sure to buff up. Alright, now with that,
I shall not fail.
Let's pop off some of my useful spells. Team Bless, nice shield spell for myself.
Ready for anything.
He's going to go for Dex. And we'll shave the shield spell for this a bit. Don't need that one. And she doesn't have anything that she needs. Does anyone have any scrolls or buffs on their scrolls? Or potions for that matter? Not mage armor. Oops. Holy horses. I want to give her the mage armor. She can benefit from enlarged person. And I'll tell you why. If we take her enlarged person, what will happen is only for 1 minute she'll be extra large, and if we use this weapon, then she'll have extra reach. So she grows along with the weapon, and she can reach over, say, our main tank here, and let the tank just basically take the beating while we basically slaughter through whatever monsters are in this area. Now we can also, oops, again, wrong person. Shield of Faith. Now it won't last her long, but that's a thing we can do. And Expeditious Retreat I don't care about, but I do care about Bane. Bane could be useful. Divine Favor could be useful, but that's a self buff. Reduced Person is useful. Actually, it'd be funny to have her super small and tough as hell, and have her super big and reaching over her. That's not a horrible idea, now that I think about it. Where was that reduced person? There we go. Let's have some fun, shall we? We'll do that after this first fight. I've already been to this area, again, I've told you this before. But now we're actually finally to the spot where I haven't gotten past this spot in this LP anyway. I've gotten past this area, and that's about it. And of course there's stuff in the area, but we also have frogs in the area. Now if we want to go like yay and hold up,
together we stand.
And I can have her
stand with me,
shooting targets.
Strike as one.
This should do it.
Lindsay can.
Let us strike as one.
Like that. And I can up here.
Solid plan.
Well.
Tear them apart.
Maybe stuck. You just hold your horses right there. Alright.
A calculated risk. Alright. Pull back and retreat here for a quick sec.
Adventures called
He's shutting off her buff. He leveled up, which of course we want to capitalize on now because that's a +1 to his attack bonus. We'll get the alchemist weapon, and now we'll get to use his bombs without having to worry about stuff. Now he has discovery. These ones down here, the random ones, obviously he can't get. Precise bomb he gets for free, as you see. One of the better ones that I like, not only force bombs are amazing, but breath weapon bomb is good, but you actually get directed blast. It's basically the same thing, so you're going to get it for free if you take them to level 6. Mummification, there it is, level 10. And you need 1 dip in Preserve Organs. You can dip into here 3 separate times. Each time gives you a 25% increase to your chance to be missed by critical hits and sneak attacks. So you can get that all the way up to 75%. That's pretty damn nice. But Mummification gives you immunity to cold, paralysis, and sleep. So basically for 2 discovery investment, 1 for Preserve Organ, which you'd probably want anyway, and 1 for Mummification, you get some pretty nice buffs. Now yes, you have to be level 10, so it's not going to come online anytime soon, but it is definitely one to look into. Force bombs are great because your bomb damage, while the damage decreases instead of 1d6 to 1d4, they can do damage to pretty much anything. A lot of things are resistant to physical damage or fire damage or elemental damage, however you want to phrase it. Force bombs, on the other hand, there's very few things that are resistant to it. And let's see. I assume it says it does force damage 1d4 to the one that's directly hit. It doesn't say anything about splash damage. I would assume that splash damage is still calculated in the same way. So instead of it being 1d4 for every die, it gives you 1 point of damage surrounding that target, which is how your current bombs work. So the direct hit gets the bigger damage, potentially, unless you roll all at once and just suck. And the splash damage is calculated from that. I am going to grab explosive bombs, so this one will actually set things on fire for decent amounts of time. So that's a nice little... Oops, did I not do it right? Oh, I think I closed out by accident. I'm dumb. There we go. Next. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to invest in his obvious points. Keep it to the green dots, the things that make sense. Spell time. He only has 2 left. Reduce person's obvious choice here. And again, we'll get all of them because we had spell books. But I ain't worried about it at this point. Because he has a new spell, I should also make sure we slap one down there. Let's grab Bomber's Eye. I don't particularly care. But it's a thing. And we still have our bigger buffs on us. We have some really gnarly fights coming our way.
The path is clear.
But as you can see here, we got some wolves, but we can do that same thing where we pinch point them through this little tunnel. They can't go around. They can't go around. They can only one at a time because they're so large come through here. So if we stand right here, we can probably get all 3 characters. Matter of fact, let's make a new formation where we're elbow to elbow, so to speak. Okay, and we have our Lindsay in the middle here. We actually pull these guys back a little bit. I don't want them being too close. They have ranged weapons after all. We'll go like that.
Tread lightly.
So that we can all be up front. Now, since we're gonna flood these guys at this point,
See. Give the
we're
order.
going to do that trick I mentioned just a
Let
moment
us
ago.
bide our time.
I know what to do.
Oh, I can't. I want to put that up here for sure. And that's going to be a buff, so put that there. Matter of fact, this is now obsolete. This is not as good as this at this point. They're the same amount. So this one does the same damage. And then it does the... Actually, I'll read that just to make sure to myself after this fight. But I'm fairly certain this one does the same amount of damage. And then it does fire damage every tick from that point on. So now you can get rid of this one, so to speak. And now our buffs we use. Oh, he still has his buff on him and they replenished it. That was sweet of them. They shouldn't have done that. I'm not going to say no. And now they last for 20 minutes because it's 10 minutes per caster level. So he still has his buff on him. I am going to, though, shield him.
Enemy approaching.
I'm going to stick it right there. And now
This will hurt.
And this guy, who normally doesn't do this, can do this. And I saw it hit. You see he's on fire.
Forwards.
Come on, guys. You got it.
Do not falter.
Can you see how she's reaching over? She's behind. She's nowhere near this guy. My character's up in the thick of it. Alright.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Buff us for that. Giving us the ability to skin that we didn't have before.
What troubles you?
Sorry if I'm awful quiet, I just woke up. Alright, so here's that. And she leveled up, so we might as well take advantage of some extra XP. Now, normally I would say go wizard here, because remember we're trying to get her to her kick-ass scroll abilities, which are amazing. So at least we want 10 levels. We actually will take her to 17 levels. 3 levels will be Eldritch Archer. And I'm suggesting you take this one now because of a couple of reasons. One, it gives you armor right off the bat, or the ability to use armor and cast spells right off the bat, I should say. It gives you spell combat, arcane pool, and sorry, and that's ranged spell combat, say it correctly, as well as some other fiddly bits. But it also opens up her spell book. And remember, she'll have 2 spell books now. And while I don't think she's going to get anywhere past level 1 for her Magus picks, she will get a decent number of spells at level 1. So casting a day now, we'll actually, when we rest, we'll have at least 7 spells of level 1 potential. Now, this one's never going to rock, because it's going to be only finally a maximum of caster level 3, right? And that's at maximum, which we don't have right now. So utility spells are good ones to slap here. Never hurts to have like a magic missile just to have some damage, because at level 3 that'll be 2 missiles, but meh. The real reason this one though is here, like you can get stuff like Grease Spell, which we don't want it to last for several minutes at a time anyway. We can get a self buff that lasts for a minute or 2. A Vanish spell, which don't last very long at all, but it's a nice quick get out of jail free card kind of thing. That's the logic behind this one. We open up some different ranks of stuff, so we might as well just put a point in everything. Again, keep it to the stuff in red, or in green, excuse me. Yeah, for picks, and again, you can have a whole new Magus spell book, so you might as well get ones that you didn't pick before. We definitely want to get the ones, though, that make sense. So Snowball, True Strike, Shield, Reduced Person, Grease, of course, I just mentioned, and Large Person. She doesn't get the bow in here yet. However, she'll have access to it, so she can do that in the other spell book. Or if we find the scroll, the Hurricane Bow, we can scribe it and it will go in here, because eventually she'll have access to it. So they basically just give you the ability to scribe it, which is really nice. Raven Female will be our last one. Okay, now, I thought that was her. I'm about to say, well, wow, they didn't give her any help. That sucks. Okay, so here's this. You go Wizard, then we'll go Magus, and here's our 3 spells here. And again, Burning Hands for some nice AoE fun, but we can get that on the other build. Grease, highly useful. Raven Female only lasts for 1 round, so it's not even worth it. True Strike lasts for 1 round, but it always does. So if you really need to land a move, True Strike is not a horrible choice. We'd have to have a good bow. I'd say let's grab Shield, and let's grab something that does some damage like Snowball. Now, we can also make sure that she has her newfound abilities where we want those abilities. Snowball here. And, oh yeah, of course our ranged spell combat. Create Affliction. And I think we're good there. She does have access to more cantrips, so make sure you keep track of which ones you have slotted, because remember, if it's based on level, and I'm looking at you, Light Spell, then the one that we're going to level up the most will be the one that was the first one, and that'll be the one that's from her wizard school. So this one here is clearly the one from her new Magus Eldritch Archer class, and it won't do as long of casting. Alright, now they will. They're both level 1, so that's not going to affect anything. But if you double dipping like that, you see the same one, you're like, why isn't it doing what I want? Oh, it's because you're using the lower version of it. Right? All of these, though, by and large, are pretty much the same. There's no duration that's based on level. It's just a one-hit wonder. Notice how she only has Acid Splash and Ray of Frost as far as ranged touch attacks. Flares here, but it's an auto-hit move, if I'm not mistaken. There's just a Fortitude save to negate it. But in her wizard pool, she has Jolt. The reason I point this out, for those people that are hoping to shoot electricity through your bow or crossbow, you may not. It's only spells that are available to the Magus, and the Magus never has access to Jolt. which I think is kind of weird, but whatever. So you have Acid Splash and you have Ray of Frost here. You have Acid Splash, Ray of Frost here. Either of those will work fine to toggle those on auto and shoot through your bow or crossbow or your ranged weapon. Of course, that's only once you get to level 2 and activate Spell Strike, which is ranged Spell Strike, of course. But
Let us be careful.
now I'm
The road
wounded.
awaits.
Before we get crazy here, let's do a little sippy sip. There we go. We wanted to use these buffs to their full effect, so we might as well go into this next battle. Guns blazing. Now this one is just the same damn monster, so it don't much matter. He has some good bombs. We're just going to use them straight away. This is ranged touch attack, so this is going to be extremely helpful for us. Did he just straight up miss him though? No, he got him. Looks like he did. Whoa, he did a reflex save. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know this guy, so this is good information. So the Midnight Bomber missed because he had a concealment chance. For whatever reason, this thing is primal, so it's partially concealed. So he missed that because of the 20% chance, which is just bad luck on us. However, because it's an AoE splash, it's treated like a splash damage. So he did a saving throw, which he failed. This is the boar now. And he took 5 points of fire damage. So 1 plus 4. The plus 4 is coming from my intelligence. The 1 is coming from the amount of die of damage it would have done to anything around the initial splash site. So at least we did something. So I'm okay with that. She needs to be rocking some auto hit moves, I'm thinking.
Avenge me.
Can't believe she went down that quickly. That was definitely a nice solid hit. Yeah. Come on, guys, we really need to hit. So let me even do anything.
Serves you right.
Okay. Valerie's wounded. Not surprising.
Anything
Lindsay.
is possible.
Okay.
Just letting the ink dry.
Now, we can scout the area. Find some item or two. This will be, of course, our last fight over here. We have to kill it to make this go away. So if you come over here, don't step in this stuff. This stuff is nasty. But you can read it. And literally, as the muddy water gives off a strange nauseating smell in the midst of tattered fog. So that's literally what's causing our fog, is this cursed temple.
Let's head out.
We look through the areas to make sure there's not something of merit like this over here. And we definitely want to buff up for this last fight of the area. And it's a doozy. But I'm liking the fact that we have, like I said, our spells. We have a level on everyone's belt except for her now. So everybody's level 2 or greater. Ooh, no, don't go over that way.
Tread lightly.
The sun's finally starting to come through, it looks like. Yay. Alright. First things first. Let's get on with some healing. Where are you at? I'm gonna use the big one. Thank you. Thank you. I took some damage as well. Now, what do we have? I don't want to use the magic missile magic missile wand, because she's running out of juice, and she can do actually more damage with that wand than I can right now. Remember, she's a wizard that has evocation as her chosen school, and even though she's only a level 1, she still gets a +1 to damage from any evocation spell. That includes things through scrolls and wands. So even though it does 1 missile at 1d4 + 1, it's actually 1d4 + 2. So it's guaranteed damage. So we might want to put something like that on autopilot if we can. I'm not even sure if we can. From there, reduce person scroll. We have another reduced person one that we can give her, so we might as well do it. Oh, we got another enlarged person too, so we might as well give her that. I think that's a good combat tactic. She's very large with that giant ass sword, and while she doesn't swing very good with it, she'll get a bump to her strength as well, which will be helpful. She'll get a penalty for being bigger size, but the monster's a huge size too, so I don't think that that's going to be a problem. We'll actually see that, though. That'll be interesting. So, he's now looking worse for wear. The buff doesn't do him any good, because he already still has his buff on him. Fire belly won't do any good unless we're taking fire damage. Now he's out of flash, so he's might as well go back to his bow. We could flame it up or acid splash it up, but I don't really think that's necessary for this fight. Lindsay, she has spells.
Lindsay the illustrious.
You'd be surprised how useful grease is. She don't have but one use of it.
Lindsay the great.
But that's not a bad call.
Maybe Lindsay the indecisive.
Yeah, I think that's our way to go here. And we can buff, now that we have this, we can buff her bow to do +1 damage with arcane weapon for 1 minute, +1 to hit as well. Helpful. So she's going to unload her spells though, because even though they don't do a lot of damage, again they're both evocations, so we get extra damage with them. Lindsay will drop that acid. I wish grease on the ground for the monster. These guys will check their potions just before we get into combat. Over here.
Don't hesitate.
Do that.
What you want?
You deserved it.
We should move.
You just buff that up for a second.
I am your shield.
We should prepare.
Running won't help you!
We need her to get the aggro first.
Stay behind me!
Yep, stay behind you, tiny little ass. She needs to rage for sure. Lands.
Dawnflower, grant me strength.
And where's that spell I was talking about? And it's a nice little free spell right there.
Yes!
Any last wishes?
And at this point, I want you to autopilot that. Where are you at? Book plum.
Left yourself open.
There, that's fine. Oh man, that was nice. Didn't even get a chance to slip them up. That's
Let
too
us
bad.
be careful.
Adventures call to them.
Okay, so now again. No. Stop doing that. I'm gonna go over here. Grab that stuff. Over here.
I see something.
Please.
I'll go ahead.
Tristan's over here. He's the one you want to talk to. He's the cleric.
I swear, never have I been so glad to meet
I'll
a stranger.
break it down for you quick.
Even
Basically,
with the
he
power
was sent here by his
granted
god
me
with a
by
vision.
Saren,
He
I
noticed something
almost
about the fog
You
that
have
was
my
mystical
thanks.
and therefore
Please,
a problem, since his
allow me
god
to
was a god
introduce
of basically
myself.
sunlight.
My
It's
name
choking out
is
the
Tristan.
sunlight, so he knew something weird was going on. We basically gave him the breakdown of what was going on, that all the monsters are dead. He can leave the area. He offers to join us. We obviously say yes.
I have never spoken. Praised be Saren Ray. You are very kind.
Now he's wounded,
Kindness to
but he
strangers
basically
is in
healed
short supply
himself, so
these
he
days.
doesn't really need our help
But
for
worry
that.
not. I
We
was
can talk to him, give him
investigating
more
this fog.
information.
I believe you have already discerned that it is. Please wait.
He offers to join
You
us.
saved my life. Thank you.
So, if he takes too much damage, he will literally have to return to your base, Oleg's outpost, and he'll rest up there, and eventually you'll gain his companionship. We got lucky. We killed the thing off fast enough that it didn't damage him enough to maul him to death. And again, this will be one of your companions. Might as well have him. Now, Lindsay
I wrote it like I saw it.
has the ability to rock that to give us a chance to skin that thing. Also notice that this tooltip popped up for the fight. This is damage reduction. Explains how damage reduction basically is making this monster tougher. That's hence the reason we were using spells. But and we got some pretty decent stuff out of all that. And we also skinned it, which is I think the first time that that's done that successfully in a while. And that's a bear pelt. So the bear pelt, boar pelt now, a bunch of wolf pelts. We're doing good for ourselves for stuff that we're basically just taking from the area.
What
Now,
troubles you?
Lindsay only has one more round of use of that thing, and that's not going to really do us a whole lot of good.
The path is
But
clear.
over here we do have this, and I think that's everything from the area, with one exception. If you go here, first you can talk to the statue, or let's talk to click on the statue, get you some information about the god. That's basically what this temple was about in the first place. That's what you're seeing here. A statue of Aristotle. Also, you can't really do it unless you're in the map like this for placement, but you see how I get all my people standing in this pool? Watch this. The pool heals you now. You can't really click on it to make yourself move in it because this thing's in the way, but on the map you can. So if you really need good placement in some specific map setting, remember you guys can do this trick. Place yourself in the map picture like this, then flash out of it to see that you're standing where you want to be standing. But as you can see, we fully healed everybody up.
I'm listening.
She is how close? Oh man, she's like a stone's throw away now too. That's nice. And she's pretty close too for level 3. As you can see here. Me and Lindsay are still a ways away. And Lindsay's rapidly catching up to me. 643 to 6613. But these guys are now level 2. I feel much better for having them on my team. If I get Jaethel, she's going to be level 1. And that's going to be a thing we have to deal with. But again, if she's the only level 1 on the party time being, then I don't mind it too much. Alright. That was a successful fight. We got XP, we got some good gear, which we're going to go sell and pass around to the rest of the team. We'll go get Tuskgutter here before too long. If we pick up another random fight before Tuskgutter and she levels up to level 2, I might actually push it and go get Tuskgutter. So let's actually head that direction. I think we got one decent fight still left in us.
A rest would be welcome.
But if it gives us the opportunity to rest, we're going to take it. Everyone's where they need to be. We can use rations. Remember, we have 5. We need 6, which means the hunter will have to find at least 1. Which is fine with us, because quite frankly, then we won't have to worry about starving or anything like that. So they will always try to find food, if food is a thing that we have to find. Now, how long it takes to find the food, that's an issue. Less than stellar, but everybody's healed, and we're back in the thick of things. She did get her maintain armor buff, which will help against Tuskgutter. Tuskgutter's a lot tougher than you guys think. And one more dip, and she'll be a nice level. Ah, look, her buff wore off already. There we go. Come on, monster. Alright, definitely want to kick off with a nice bless. Also, her spells now, yeah, all of her spells are now active. Nice, nice. And again, the ability to enchant her weapon for 1 minute. Might as well fire that up. We never use those.
The road awaits.
Speaking of which, and to prove to you, like I said before, that our short sword is better than you think. +1 and a +1. So it really is a +2. And the damage will likewise correspond with that. So literally, you can buff your weapons that are magic. Don't freak out about that fact. You'll be like, why do I even want this? You know, you do want this because it's definitely worth having. Nothing in the magic gear. I mean, yes, we have a quarterstaff +1, but ain't no one here that wants to use that. Maybe her. I suppose that's funsies. We'll just kick him on her just to see what it can do. +6, 6 to 11, 4 to 11. Oh, it actually does more damage. But this one, of course, gets rid of the armor. So we go like that. Okay. I buffed up with Bless. Or did I? There we go. And he...
I know what to do.
It'll only last 20 minutes, so I'm not wanting to use this yet, but I can say shield
Enemy
spell short.
approaching.
A solid plan.
Free stuff is free, that's what I was told. Nothing of any real merit out of all that, though. That's kind of a shame. And kind of a waste of spells, as a matter of fact. Oh, really, dude? She's just so close. We have to find something before we go to Tuskgutter to trigger her transformation into a level 2 badass. So we may just traipse around outside. Remember, we can still hunt, so we don't have to worry about the fact we're out of rations. It's just going to burn more time than I really was kind of hoping to do. But since we're in the area, we really just kind of want to circle around until we get that extra...
A rest would be welcome.
Until we get that extra tusk gutter fun. Come on, monsters.
I tire.
Really? Alright, we may just have to push our luck for tusk gutter. We have potions, I suppose. Enter. We have any potions that we can use that would make sense? Nothing there. Call lightning, hello. I'm surprised we have that. Can I? Not me, but can she? No. Okay, so that's clerics, or not cleric. Druid scroll. How we found that, I don't know. Call lightning though, pretty sweet. Oh, she has armor ability now. Almost forgot about that. Badass. That will not impact her spellcasting from either class, by the way. So that's very, very nice. She has a light crossbow. Do we have anything better? No. I mean, composite or masterwork, sure, but it doesn't do as much damage. 1d8. Oh, it does the same damage. I might swap that out. I'd rather her hit and a +4 versus a +3. It's definitely worth having. And she's already still firing into melee, which means she sucks for firing into melee. So that leaves up a benefit for her. What else do we have? Any scrolls? Mage armor she don't need. Matter of fact, no one needs that now. We probably end up selling that. Shield of Faith she'll cast on her to make sure she's tougher. Anything I can do for you, man? You're just really, really weak, man. I really wish I could buff you in another way. Reduce person scroll, I suppose we do that. I know it sounds silly to have you want to shrink your character. You would think enlarged person is the way to go, but sadly it is not. Reduced person gives you almost all the benefits you really want. Yes, you do less damage because your strength's lower, but her strength's already pretty good. You go from there though, and she's +2 to dex, so she'll get more armor class because of that, if assuming her armor can take that, which I don't think it can. Yeah, it cannot. If I had her in plate mail, or breastplate, I could. But the point's still valid that she also gets a +1 bonus to attack, +1 to armor class due to size. So all her strength goes down 2, which means her attack goes down 1. Her attack goes back up 1 because she's hitting larger targets. Also, she'll get a +1 to her armor class just for being tiny for a size category. So there's that. So her armor class will go up. And her dex will go up too, but it won't do her any good. But not bad, not bad. He has his bombs, so again, we're going to flame the hell out of this thing, so I'm not worried about that. And of course, we all have our spells. Yeah, I think we got a good shot at this. Okay, so let's make sure this works right. Let me take a quick step forward. So here's Amiri basically talking about the monster. She basically goes on to say, you know, why this is important to her. You know, that she basically has to prove herself to her tribe. This is a thing that, like a ritual they do back in her barbarian tribe. And she literally was laughed at when she did her first attack by herself. You know, showed that she killed it. They insisted that someone else must have done it for her. We basically asked her about, you know, why she has to do this, and she's really kind of trying to prove herself to us because we're basically her new tribe, which is kind of touching. So now you say attack tusk cutter. She will literally attack them by herself first. So then we're gonna. She says that she's doing this alone, but having said that, we're gonna pull our team over here. She's gonna rage, obviously. We can still control her.
Tear them apart!
Everyone else is gonna come up, and we're going to position ourselves beautifully so we can just mug them as soon as possible. No one does anything. Whoop, that includes you.
This won't kill me.
Alright, now she's literally wounded so badly that she's like, hey, I totally did a great job, come and do it. Like everybody can fire and unload their load, so to speak.
I always survive.
And this thing, by the way, has a huge amount of health. So do not think. No. Valerie, what are you doing? Move your ass,
Let
kid.
us strike as one.
Calm down. Not dead
You got
yet.
hit hard on that one.
I can't keep this up much longer. Avenge me.
What on earth? Lindsay, why did you... Oh, did you already lose all your stuff? You did. You
Forgive me.
Serves you right.
Alright. Are we gonna make it? We already lost one teammate.
What?
We are not gonna make it.
Miserable
Let's reload our last save.
last chapter.
I didn't buff her like I should have, like a dumbass. I forgot that she charges off as soon as you're done with your little chat. So we needed to buff her and we didn't get that chance. So let's just enter the lair, buff up, and then we'll take that one little tippy step forward. Why Valerie didn't charge in, I don't understand that. Someone was like stepping on her toe or something. She did not run in, and I selected the whole damn party to attack. She just stood there like a dumbass. So... Alright, so now she, like I said, she charges in. We'll bring the whole party. We need to make sure everyone's on autopilot and off. Stop that shit. I want just you guys. And I want to make sure that you're off on your moves. Because if you get within range of attack, I don't know that she gets pissed off at you. She said, let me do this myself. Remember, she specifically said, I can do this my own. So we want to have everyone on nothing. Just bring them up right behind her so that you're right there when she needs your help. And of course just shut off your...
This won't kill me.
Solid
Now she
plan.
says, come and get it. I'm going to have to pull her away. Come on, you jackasses. Autopilot. Lindsay, buff us. Autopilot your bomb, sir. What? Shocking grass autopilot. She can just do her thing.
Let us strike as one.
Get the hell out of there.
This ends you. Ha!
Because you need a potion of awesomeness. Trying not to let her fall.
Learn from my mistake.
Tear them apart.
There we go. Oh wow, nice. Oh, that was fast.
I can't keep this up much longer.
Yeah, we were victorious. Okay, so now we're all happy with ourselves. She gets all embarrassed that we basically consider ourselves part of her tribe, and so it's obvious what she's doing. And she's all like, oh, you gotta ruin it with talking. So it's kind of funny.
I'll go ahead.
Alright, now there's stuff in the area, of course, too. However,
wrote it like I
Lindsay,
saw it.
the bard, can buff us up so we can skin us a pig. Good job, Lindsay.
Just letting the ink dry.
That off. And then we have a body. You could have actually went around, snuck around and got that body, I think, ahead of the pig.
The path is clear.
If you're stealthy and you pick just one character. I took it on the chin there. Oh, she got her level up. Boy, what am I not even doing here? Get over here, get your level up. Now see, he has this. Burst barrier. Tower Shield Specialist can use the shield to screen himself from burst spells and effects, gaining +1 bonus on reflex saves against them while employing a tower shield. Bonus increases by +1 as we go up, so obviously he doesn't have a tower shield on, so that's a thing. Yeah, here's the one you want to get to. That takes away the -2 penalty. Once you get to level 5 for her, you can literally put her back on tower shield, in my opinion. You can do it before, but she's really going to swing pretty crappily until that time. We do get a combat feat for this too, though. That's going to be nice. So, what do we got? She needs perception, because why wouldn't she? Persuasion actually would work for her. She has a decent charisma. She is actually a character I had considered taking as a true magus, because her charisma was high enough. You only need 1 point in it to max out on your spells. She has a good con, a decent strength and dex, you know, middling. So if you did 1 here, 1 here, and then 3 points in strength to get up to 17, she would not make a horrible magus. She already has shields, armor, and all that fun stuff, but she'll level up with her. She'll level up with her armor as she goes up in magus. So if you wanted to go a different route with her, that is a potential route to take. She's not good enough, I think, to be a sorcerer. I mean, yeah, you could pump 5 points in here to get this up to 20, but I've never heard of a sorcerer having a 19 con, a 14 strength, and a 13 dex. I suppose it's a thing, but she has such weird stats that you almost want to put a point in intelligence just to get this back to 3 instead of being the 2 that she's getting stuck with, because she's really starting to suck. Athletics checks is her thing because she's strong-ish. But she's, like, again, she's also persuasive, so that's a thing. Nature check and world check. We can keep it to the green ones if we can, right? Oops. What did I forget? Oh, I had 3. Did I have 3? I did have 3. Oh. So maybe that 1 point in intelligence isn't really necessary. But we want the perception up, like we said. Let me do the world check. There we go. Weapon focus. She's gonna rock that bastard sword. She might as well rock that bastard sword, is what I'm saying. So, get that and make sure that she does have a bastard sword on her. Ooh, where's she at? Yeah. So now she's even better. And again, she has so many buffs on her at this point. If you really wanted to give her her tower shield back, a 7 is not a 5, but 7 is obviously better. But you know, 5 is not going to hurt her so much. And she would have like 2 more armor class, so a 22 goes to a 24, and that's without buffing. So it's a thing. You could totally do that. Got Tuskcutter's head. Ooh, a wand of fine traps. Hey, I know who needs that. Thank you. Alright. I didn't realize we picked that up. Oh, does everyone have... Oh, I forgot to put her goddamn armor on again. I'm wounded, but we're probably going to take a knee before too long anyway, so I'm not particularly worried. She's got what she needs. My quarterstaff, this cracks me up. Alright. Now, this may seem like a waste of time, and I'll fast forward through it, but we're going to go through this area one more time because we just leveled up, and if I missed a perception check,
Anything is possible.
it's entirely possible
Focus on the goal.
I
that
stand ready.
we'll find something now that she's leveled up again. So she gets one more check in the area. Alright, we swept through the area now. I did that in fast forward so you guys don't have to waste your time with it. I didn't see anything. Doesn't mean there wasn't something there, but I didn't see anything, so we're going to call it good. We're going to be taking a knee before too long, so I'm not worried about my health. But we feel pretty confident that we're going to make it back. We're going to head back to base. I like Ranger Tony's video. He just put up another one the other day. Totally shout out to him because he's doing a great job. He's even fast forwarding through the... Oh, what the hell happened here? Oh, yeah, we forgot that these guys were freed by us. We've never been back to the base yet, so they usually meet us at the front gate. Anyway, back to my original thought. Ranger Tony's fast forwarding, not through the combat, thank God, but he's fast forwarding through the walking through the dungeon, which is pretty damn funny to see him because he still talks. So when he goes through and fast forwards those parts, you'll hear him talk like a chipmunk. It's super hilarious. But I think I might do the same just to speed things up because he like cleared like the old Sycamore, which is this massive dungeon, in like a 25-minute video or something, and did the full fighting. Like he did everything you needed to do to get through that area damn near. That was pretty impressive. So I may do the same just to speed these up because why waste 2 hours of what I'm doing as a slugfest to get through this stuff when you guys can only see it in like 30 minutes of the important things. It's kind of cool. And, I'll pause it or slow it down for when you actually get treasure or something in an area so you can see what we're finding. But this is Octavia. Remember, we freed her and Ragangar, and they're basically going to flirt with you here a little bit. She basically is going to hit on you. She's a shameless flirt. and so is Ragangar, which is weird. So he'll offer to like bed down with you too. It's just really
I'll go ahead.
odd that they keep adding stuff like this to these games. I don't know why they do this. But it's in there if you want to romance. You can romance certain characters. Tuskgutter is dead. You could mount his head on the wall as a trophy. Boom XP. Got some gold for it and a masterwork longbow. Very nice. Show me your wares, bro. Remember, we keep the herbs. Alright, that's everything we want to sell here. I kept the rapier because, again, remember, matter of fact, we should probably see if he has a masterwork rapier. I bet he does. Rapier. Yeah, we're going to buy one. Screw that. You can have that one too. Deal with that. Masterwork rapier. Hey, whoa. Don't get nuts now. Look at that. If we go to her, remember we had this quarterstaff as a joke. Is there anything else out there? Like, I have my short sword +1, but remember that works well. You have that rapier there. I really need to get her a crossbow worth a damn. Lindsay has the heavy crossbow. How much does a masterwork crossbow cost? It's Elle, right? Light crossbow. 400. We definitely have some money to spend. We might as well splurge a little. So we're going to get rid of her light crossbow. He's got weapons with his bombs. I'm not worried about him doing too little damage, and he's better at shooting than anyone else, so he don't really need the buff right now. From here, can't get rid of her ginormous sword. You used to be able to sell that thing for like a decent penny, and she's keeping all the stuff that she's got. So we want to dealio on that, close that out, and make sure to re-equip people, because again, that would be a bad thing. As a matter of fact, now that I have the short sword and the masterwork rapier, let's take a look at this. So it's a 3 to 8, 2 to 7, a +6, and a +6. I can probably get rid of this. Remember, I can still make this magic, and while this is still do more damage, again, the crit potential is better on this one, and we can get some decent money off of that. So let's do that. Plus, we need to buy some camping supplies. That would make me happy. That's 2 separate camps where I don't need to invest money, and that's assuming I take a full party. How much money do I have on me? 32. I wonder if I can get that last teammate. Maybe that'll be the end of our video today. Ooh, 4,500. Okay. It's because I'm such a high level now, and I'm gonna have to save up for that and hope to get it before I get to level 4, because there'll be even more money at that point. I may not get that last teammate like I want. That's a bummer.
The path is clear.
Well, in that case, I mean, we will take Octavia, and she's a good teammate. It's not like she would be a bad choice. So we rested, dropping off our fiddly bit stuff. Of course, our books, our pelts, keeping the herb, keeping the rope. I actually found a use for the rope the other day, so that's not bad. It's actually kind of cool. Mage armor. Yeah, another one of those. That's nice. We probably need to stock up on some stuff, but that's good. 4,500. Huh? Oh, hey Tristan, what up, Broseph? We need to talk to him. That's good enough for now. We'll talk to him more later. Basically, he talks about his faith with Saren Ray, basically like a sun goddess, if I'm not mistaken. So she's about healing in the sunlight, hence the reason for wanting to get rid of that damn fog. I'll shut that off. I don't want her being an autopilot for that for every fight. We should probably now go do... That's not a bad call. We should probably go do that berries for that one guy. Matter of fact, we can probably get that done today still. This video's not that long. I'll trim it quite a bit with the super speed moves. Let's do that. We are our newly minted level 2s on the team, and that'll be a good mission for us to finish off. Charge!
I'll go ahead.
Remember, we've been here before. I don't think the monsters replenish themselves outside, so we don't have to worry about that. So we do want to buff up, though. I gotta keep remembering that she has the ability to resummon a spell with that arcane bomb. I keep forgetting that shit. Before we get inside, though,
I'm listening.
we need to equip them with the proper gear, which is that damn torch. Be surprised how necessary that will be. Do like yay, and Lindsay will buff us once we get inside. Okay, here's our formation.
The path is clear.
This is swarm, so here's spiders, then you'll see swarms are tiny spiders, and Bomb
No
Boy
mistakes.
is gonna rock it in the free world, but we're not gonna use his abilities yet. We are gonna let him activate his spell. Everybody,
Stand with me.
They go down!
now if we just literally use him to
This should do it.
unload on these guys, while switching these guys over to their torches. And since I can't do any
Solid
good, I'm
plan.
going to come over here, rock this thing out. Yeah, that was nice. See, the Bombardier really rocks this stuff.
Just letting the ink dry.
And Lindsay
What
will
troubles you?
buff us because these things will hurt you.
Forget it. Ugh, won't work.
Yeah, pretty high. Come on now.
Work.
This is really annoying.
The deed is done.
Thank you. This is the annoying part about that whole thing right there, is they literally will go out of your way to just screw you over. That didn't used to be that high of a check, I don't think. She has some strength damage as well, that's a
Our
problem.
duty
So
calls.
let's use our Lesser Resto on her.
Anything is possible.
You shut that off there, Miss Linz. Alright, so we have his Fang Berries. We'll rush back to the base, turning that mission. She had 4 strength damage. Oh, she nearly got screwed. For those of you that don't know, if you take physical damage all the way down to 0 for an attribute with a strength, dex, or con, you will die. So
Tread lightly.
do not let your characters that are weak get poisoned. Fang Berries. Yay, XP. Oh, I could have done that to get her level up. Oh, boo. Alright, is there anything I need to sell him? Or buy from him? Potions of Blur. Oh, let's do price. Acid Flasks are cheap. Alchemist Fire. Costs a little money. The only reason I'm doing this is because he can use them on his weapon. And we have a level 3 barbarian, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, with some danger sense. To the danger sense. Alright. Nature and perception are her things. Mobility 2, why not? Athletics, she's strong, so that makes sense. So she's probably going to be our physical character for stuff like that. She still has a little bit of persuasion, but she has no charisma, so it's really not doing her the world of good, but still. She can get weapon focus, but sadly there is no ginormous sword category. So, for that, I would suggest you find whatever the best, strongest weapon she has, or that you will find, like Earthbreaker. Where's another good one? Did I walk right past it? Oh yeah, sure did. Great sword, great club, great axe, great anything. Are going to be big and strong and heavy wielding stuff. Don't give her silly things like trident or star knife, touch attacks. This is dumb things. Spears might be okay, because if you make her big and tough, she can stand over your shield maiden and just poke them with the damn trident or the spear. So that technically is a combat tactic you can work. Bardiche aren't bad either. Bastard sword obviously are good. But we're not going to go that route. We're going to go for something else. Combat reflexes. She don't have enough dex to make that worthwhile. Dodge, on the other hand, she can totally use. And I'm cool with having higher armor class on any of my characters. She totally needs some dodge. Alright.
The path is clear.
And with no need for us to rest, we'll log off as we go outside. But with that, my name is Brothermutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. And I haven't posted the other video yet, so we're working on that. But we had an issue with my internet going down. I'm going to upload it, as well as trim this one and upload it as well. See if I can also get a third one done today, if not out today. But with that, I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.